Hey guys, today's move of the week is the band pull apart. So I like to incorporate the band pull apart, kind of like a horizontal pull movement during pregnancy and in the postpartum period. It can be done also for guys and women as a great kind of upper body dynamic warm-up piece. Kind of really gets into the shoulder and the upper back. So the key things with a band pull apart, you're gonna wanna find a band. You can double up with the tension. This is a little too much for me, so I actually go to the single. And then if this band in particular is still a little too much tension, I recommend the TheraBands like you'd get at a physical therapy office. They have various degrees of tension, so find one that works for you. So the biggest thing here with the band pull apart, it's really gonna work on the rear delt and shoulder, upper back, and really get into a lot of shoulder mobility. It's also really great for working our deep core and helping us sync our breath with movement. So I like to get set up a little wider or a bit about hip width distance apart. I like to take the band out in front. The closer your hands are, the more resistance. Obviously this is not really doable. So I take my hands out, I find a good resistance, have a little slack, because you want to be able to get some extension and really feel that tension through the upper back, which is where we're really working on some of that mama posture. So I'm gonna take my band, get my stance. I'm gonna take my arms out in front. I don't wanna lock my elbows out, but I do have a small little bit of a bend in my elbows. So on my inhale, fill my belly with air. Exhale, pull that band. One of the biggest things I'm gonna point out is that we really wanna make sure that we do not thrust our ribs forward and put ourselves in this rib boob position, pointed up. Then we find ourselves in the lower back arch, and we're kind of in this position, which we tend to sometimes take in a pressing movement, because that's really not optimal for our core to function the best way possible. So that's number one to watch for, is that ribs up. So we wanna really focus on keeping our ribs down. The other thing that tends to happen, especially as mamas, when we get a little bit tight through here from the breastfeeding and holding baby, is our shoulders might round forward. So we really wanna focus on keeping our shoulders back and down, or rolled back into kind of in their sockets, and those ribs down. So I'm gonna take my band, inhale, relax, fill belly with air, exhale, pull. I'm gonna try and keep that tension for like a 1-2 count. On the exhale, inhale back. Now I don't want you to worry and spend too much time inhale, exhale. It is important, but there could be a couple different breath strategies that work best for you. The one we're gonna start with though is really just that inhale as your hands are kind of together out in front. Fill the belly with air, exhale, engage, squeeze 1-2, keeping ribs down, watch that your booty isn't tucking under, and bring hands right back to center. As far as how far to bring your hands out, I like to imagine like a T, so we're kind of bringing everything out right towards our sides. Ribs down, booty untucked, core engaged. I'm gonna work on those shoulders, inhale. And back to center. The band pull apart is an awesome exercise to really focus on some of that postural tendencies we find ourselves in after having a baby, and also strengthening through the upper back and those really strong pulling muscles. So this is a horizontal pull movement. I'd like to incorporate the band pull apart before I progress up to perhaps single arm movements, like a single arm like kneeling or even standing row. And it's also great to incorporate for a dynamic warm up. If you are a little bit more advanced, let's say if you're doing shoulders or back or any type of exercise, I see a lot of dudes doing this type of exercise too. So feel free to message me with any questions, but I'm gonna also include a workout this week that incorporates the band pull apart. It's a little tricky, so just figure out the tension and a band that works for you.